Hey everyone, this is a video that we haven't really ever done before, but I'll tell you what, we've been learning a ton lately about the city projects that are going on around here due to our What's Happening in Central Oregon podcast that we've been doing for the past few months. And people seem to really like knowing what's going on. So today, kind of for that non-podcast audience, we're gonna give you a rundown of some of the major projects that the city has in store for Bend. This is gonna be fast and fairly intense, so stick around. Okay, first up, there are a lot of projects to talk about and they are all in various stages of development. So for this first part, we're gonna talk about the projects that are ongoing. You could drive there right now and take a look at what's being constructed. First up, Olney Avenue. Now there's a lot going on here. Portland Avenue has seemingly been under construction forever. There's the Aubrey Butte water lines that are going in and going on over there. There's a sewer pump station, all of which impact the bridge over the Chutes River. And now we are to the part where Portland turns to Olney and Olney heads east, whatever. The intersection was completely closed for a number of weeks back in the spring. That caused massive chaos with local traffic. Now the only specific closure right now is because of a focus on pedestrian and bicycle improvements. Once this wraps up, I think this part of Bend will finally be easier to commute through. And if you haven't heard, the animal clinic there is also not happy because they lost their left-hand turn lane, so please support that business if you can. New Public Works campus. If you're local, you might know that the water department is located over on Boyd Acres on the northeast side of town. What you may not know is that the rest of the public works, like in general, are spread out all over town in various buildings in various areas. Well, not any longer. Bend has been working on a new public works campus located on 35 acres in the Juniper Ridge area of Northeast Bend. There's gonna be a 45,000 square foot building, a heated operations warehouse for like sweepers and plows, and a vehicle maintenance shop. This campus is gonna combine 5 different utilities: transportation and mobility, fleet maintenance, facilities, and engineering infrastructure planning, all under one roof and serve roughly 250 to 300 city staff. Then of course, it's gonna be a super green and energy efficient build that's LEED certified. That's just what Bend does, right? It's scheduled to be completed this fall and at a cost of $130 million, you can bet it's going to be beautiful. Now let's turn our attention to the roundabouts. Bend is one of the nation's top cities for roundabouts. And so why not add a few more, right? There are 3 roundabouts currently under construction right now, with at least one more planned to begin shortly, like any day or week now. Bear Creek Road, Pettigrew Road, and Purcell Boulevard, 1 block south of Greenwood and Purcell intersection, you know, like where the old Costco was. There's the Honda dealerships right there in the corner as well. 1 block south of that. Does anyone even go on that side of town anymore? It's so sad that Costco's moved. I mean, it's great, but it's also, anyway. Construction started June 2nd of this year with full intersection closure. The Northeast Bend project includes a new roundabout to improve traffic flow and enhance pedestrian bicycle connections. Seeing a trend here with the bicycle pedestrian connections. Then there's the Skyline Ranch Road and Skyliners Road roundabout as well. This is way over on the west side of town. This one kind of baffles me because it doesn't really seem like that would be a very busy intersection. Although I don't have kids that go to the school over there on that side of town, and it seems kind of like the only time that it would be really congested. In either case, this one is interesting because the city of Bend isn't paying for it. The developers of Discovery West are. Taylor Brooks Development is the ones that are actually putting this together. They're the ones that are doing Discovery West. They also did, Northwest Crossing and stuff like that. It's kind of a joke. The joke is that they'll be able to complete it faster than the city would have because, like they're a private company. Sometimes the city takes a while. So lastly, currently under construction is the Yeoman and Deschutes Market Road roundabout. This is another inbound-outbound intersection, kind of like coming into Bend over on the east side. It's caused quite a bit of delays, traffic delays, because of the construction there. A lot of that traffic has been diverted around and is using Empire. So if you're in that part of town, stay away from there for another maybe month. It's pretty congested, pretty busy. And then finally, one last roundabout that hasn't started yet, but is scheduled to start soon, is the Butler Market Road and Wells Acres roundabout. Taking left off of Wells Acres is a nightmare, and this should really help the traffic situation there as well. And seeing that this hasn't started yet, this ushers in the next phase of our projects on this video here. These next items have not begun. They are either about to start or are still in the planning and funding phases. Like I said, we're going fast. Reed Market Railroad Crossing. The train crossing on Reed Market, just east of 3rd Street, has long caused traffic delays, and thanks in part to a large federal grant, we might finally be getting a traffic overpass. Trains run sometimes 6 times a day, and there isn't really much of a schedule either, so you can't plan around it. If you get caught, you're just gonna have to wait. And that wait can be like 15 minutes, some say 20, although I've never really had it take that long. But in either case, the city has unveiled a few different plans, but ultimately decided to go over and not under. Now, I say might finally be getting this overpass because there's a lawsuit challenging the funding because of the recent DOGE efforts to cut government spending. So we'll see where that lands. I would guess that eventually we'll get the funding and we'll get the overpass. This should massively help the transportation along that east-west corridor of Reed Market Road. This project is expected to begin in 2027, so we're still a little ways off on seeing this actually come to fruition. Quick time out, we are about to get to a couple of really high-profile projects that have caused all kinds of drama. But before we do, would you please do us a favor and subscribe to this channel? Our research shows that almost 80-85% of the views that we get on videos like this are from non-subscribers. So if you like this content and you like content in general about beautiful Bend, Oregon, please consider subscribing to this channel. We release videos every single week from recreation to real estate. I think you'll really enjoy it. Go ahead, give us a subscribe. And hit the little bell notification as well. Thank you. Okay, if you haven't noticed, the city is big on pedestrian and bike transportation right now and changing the roads to accommodate. So one of the next big corridors is one of the busiest. Galveston is half a mile road, really only like maybe a quarter mile from the river to the Flaming Chicken Roundabout, and it is home to a massive assortment of restaurants and retail stores that is one of the most popular corridors for tourists and locals alike. The problem is that it's really congested and it's tough to navigate as a car, much less a person or riding. So the city has been working on plans to give this stretch a globe up for like 10 years now. There's going to be more space for walking and biking paths and new streetscaping to beautify it all up. In fact, there's currently some drama on how extreme to take this glow up, but it looks like they'll be implementing some version of a plan, either the one they've been working on for 10 years, or maybe even a friendlier version for even more modern times. Again, because of the design phase undergoing this new scrutiny, the timeline of construction is currently unknown, but it was supposed to begin this summer. So just be on the lookout for that. If you're downtown, hitting up that corridor, it may be, tore up. Nef Pedestrian Project. Seems like most all these roadways are east-west. I think that's a coincidence, but nevertheless, here's another one. I don't know that many people even know about this one. Now, they did do a big intersection a year or two back, the Nef and Purcell intersection, but this glow-up, like Galveston Avenue, is about to make it more walkable and bikeable. And it's gonna target the area between 8th Street, like basically to Purcell. Now, this is the stretch that goes up and around Pilot Butte, which is great because it's a difficult stretch to navigate. There are ups and downs with the hill there, and then of course you've got Pilot Butte Middle School, so safety is most certainly a top priority for that area. Now, this one is a ways out. I believe that they're projecting to begin this in 2026 or 2027. Riverfront Drive. Now, this last road project that I want to touch on is super quick, is Riverfront Drive. This is a small stretch on the east side of the river from like the Whitewater Park near the old mill down to Drake Park, where there isn't any direct riverfront access because the homes kind of border the river. The city wants to keep everything easily connected, so they're working on making this stretch, more bikeable and walkable. They're still working with the design phase, so it looks like this will be a bit before they actually make any changes, but they're working on the design phase, and once that's complete, I'm sure they'll get right into action, making this road glow up happen. The Hawthorne Pedestrian Bridge. Okay, I hope you stuck around because this last one is really interesting. In fact, there's kind of some breaking news in here. The Hawthorne Pedestrian Bridge is a concept to connect the east and the west sides of the parkway via this new overpass bridge. Now, a few months ago, the city approved the single tower design, and at a price tag of $32 million, it certainly stirred up some opinions. But Here are two things that I believe are very important to understand. Number one, this is going to be huge. I drive south on the Parkway almost every day, and for that bridge to extend over the Parkway and the train tracks there on the east side, it's going to have to be high. Then the tower design on top of that, it's going to seriously change the Bend skyline forever. People will see this thing from everywhere all over town. And number two, this isn't connecting both sides of Hawthorne for nothing. It's not like it's just a bridge to the bottle drop. The city plans to move the entire block of City Hall from the downtown area, by the dry cleaners and minimums, to the other side of Hawthorne altogether. These plans are not official yet, but that's the city's idea, that's their goal. They currently own a bunch of land on that side of the tracks and are planning a community plaza and a brand new city hall. So this bridge will effectively connect downtown Bend with the new Bend Central District. That's the area we're talking about here. Then this last thing is also kind of interesting that I wanted to mention. It's also kind of a bummer, but might also be good for safety. They are planning on closing the ramp there at Hawthorne from the Parkway. Now, from preliminary plans, it looks like they're gonna still allow people to get off the Parkway onto Hawthorne, but they just aren't gonna allow traffic to jump on the Parkway from Hawthorne, which honestly might be good because that's kind of a sketchy access point anyway. This project is still over a year away from breaking ground, but it's really interesting to see the direction that the city is headed. So that was your fast and furious take on some of the major city projects going on around town. Do me a favor, blow it up in the comments and let us know your thoughts. Also, as we do with all of our videos, let us know if you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling here in the area because, well, you know, my team and I would love to be your local real estate resource of choice. You can reach out to us at krommrealestate.com or just stalk our contact information down in the description of the video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you over in the next one.